wanted to sit and do a candid update because it's been a while and I'm about to switch to my fourth set of aligners. I think I switched to them either tomorrow or the day after. I have to check, but within the next day or two I'm going to be changing them. And the next set is going to be moving these ones right here, so like the canines on both the top and bottom. So I don't know, it's been a kind of a crazy last 2 or 3 days. So little backstory, I still have my wisdom teeth in. So my bottom ones did not come through the gums. They're still inside the gums, or however you want to call it. And my 2 top ones have come through. This one came through and I didn't even know it. And this top one I had some trouble with. Trouble with as in it was painful because you could feel it. It was painful when it was coming through the gums. It was really painful. It was hard to eat. And I remember there was a week where it was coming through the gums. It started to poke through and I was in a lot of pain. My jaw hurt, like everything hurt. And then a few months went by and then it went all the way, like it came all the way through the gums, and same deal, super painful. I actually went to the dentist for it the second time because I was like, I'm a little worried. It's really painful and this has happened before. I just want to make sure it's not infected. And he did kind of an emergency x-ray on it. And he said everything looks good. It looks like it's coming through the gums. So I was like, okay, so is the pain just coming from it coming through, like it's growing through the gum? Is that a problem? He's like, yeah, it's probably just it growing, honestly. That's probably where the pain's coming from. And it did go away. It took maybe a week and the pain ended up going away. And I haven't had any problems since. And that was a year ago at this point, maybe over a year ago. So fast forward to about 2 days ago, I even kind of made a long Instagram kind of documenting it, Instagram story documenting it all. So about 2 days ago, I brought up how I've been having a little bit discomfort on these sides of my teeth. And I couldn't tell if it was coming from the teeth or the gums or the jaw or if it was the liner itself. There was just discomfort and it wasn't that bad. It was just uncomfortable, you know? Yesterday, and it was kind of like a continuing discomfort. It wasn't just, this hurts for, an hour and then it goes away. It was all day just uncomfortable. And it actually kept me up a little bit at night. I had a hard time falling asleep because it was uncomfortable. And then yesterday it was the same deal, same level of discomfort. Was just kind of confused because the movement of the teeth happened in the first, from what I told during the consultations, during the first 3 days, that's when your teeth move the most. Usually after that 2 or 3 days of your teeth moving, it's just your liners are loose. They're so loose that they even wiggle around, and 9 out of 10 times you forget that you even have them on. So it's just weird that I'm at the end of my aligners and that's where I'm feeling a lot of pain. So I talked about that yesterday. So now today is March 4th or something. Yesterday around 4 or 5 o'clock at night, it went from a little bit of discomfort to full blown like, okay, this is really painful. I don't know what is going on. It was so bad that I have been popping ibuprofen like crazy. It's not even 100% working, the ibuprofen, but I've been taking it religiously. Like, when 4 hours goes by, I'm taking a couple more, and 4 hours goes by and I'm taking a couple more. I'm taking it like crazy. Last night I slept terrible because it hurts right now. It hurts to talk, it hurts to eat or drink anything. It hurts when the liners are in, when I take them out to eat. It's just a constant pain now. It's not uncomfortable, it's literally painful. So last night I was kind of, I shouldn't have been doing this, but I was trying to figure out like where the pain is coming from. I couldn't tell if it's from the liner, but it still hurts when I take them out. So I'm like, it can't be the aligner. And it doesn't hurt on this side. It doesn't hurt on my bottom teeth. It's just way back here, kind of on my top one. So I'm thinking, I wonder if it's that wisdom tooth still up there. So I was like kind of poking around. I'm also making sure that everything feels the way it should and there's not like a swollen gum. It's probably a good thing that I was like checking myself. I even had Josh check this morning to see if I asked him, I'm like, do you see any redness or swollen or something out of whack? And he said everything looks good. So I was poking around. I think it's coming from this wisdom tooth and also the jaw back here where the jaw splits, the top jaw and then the bottom jaw, if that makes sense. I don't know the right term for it, but you know that where the jaw splits. So it hurts back there. So it's not even the teeth. It's more like that wisdom tooth and then the one that splits here, the jaw. So now I think I'm filming this very early in my worrying stage right now, so I probably shouldn't be doing this because I'm just being a worrywart. But I don't know, I've had so many consultations with all different dentists across the board. I had consultations with Smile Direct, I had consultations with Candid, Invisalign, multiple dentists that only do metal braces. You know what I mean? I've gotten so many different opinions across the board and all of them said like it should be no problem. I talked to someone at Candid that had aligners in and she said that she doesn't have her wisdom teeth out and she's been fine. Josh thinks that it would have been, because my biggest concern going into this whole clear aligners was my wisdom teeth. I didn't want to, you know, disrupt my wisdom teeth, moving all the other teeth around when everything is going fine. That was my biggest concern was, is this going to affect my wisdom teeth? Like, am I gonna have to get these out halfway through? And all of them didn't think so. And they look at your teeth before they do the mold too. So if it would have been a problem, they would have told me. Yeah, I think someone would have said something. They've recommended getting my wisdom teeth out regardless if I got, even take out if I decide not to do any aligners period or braces period. They were recommending I get them out, but they do that for everyone. They told everyone that in high school. And you know, I came from a family that, you know, it's not like we have a bunch of money to throw. It's expensive to get your wisdom teeth out. And my family was very, if it's not broken, don't fix it, is the saying. Also, my wisdom teeth weren't even put through yet. So the top ones came through my gums. This one I didn't even know came through the gums until I went to the dentist a year ago for the cleaning. And this one I definitely knew came through. So now I'm a little worried. Is there not enough room for these teeth to move around? Is that why this wisdom tooth is hurting? Because there's not enough room? Am I gonna have to emergency go get this wisdom tooth out? I was talking with Josh this morning and again, let me reiterate, I'm in my worrying stage right now. So maybe I'm just overthinking everything because when this wisdom tooth was coming through my gums, it was growing through. The pain that I'm feeling right now is exactly the pain that I was feeling when it was growing through. And it went away in a week. It was just moving around. You know, I mean, isn't it coming through like a bone, like at your jawbone? So I think I'm really hoping that it's just everything like moving and then it's healing and it'll go away soon. And I'm hoping also when I put the new set of aligners in tomorrow or the next day, everything will just kind of adjust because it's going to be mostly focusing on these ones, not my molars anymore. Because these first 3 sets of aligners that I've had have been moving the back teeth, the molars. But I'm just praying that everything will heal up and the pain will go away and that I don't need to emergency go get this wisdom tooth out because it wasn't part of the plan to go get this wisdom tooth out. And all these dentists, all of them have said like, no, you should be fine, you should be fine. Like, you know, you don't need to go get them, you know, you'll be able to get straight teeth, what you're looking for, no problem with any aligner that you get. With that being said, I really don't want people to take this part of the video like, oh, I'm not going with Candid, like, no way. I don't want anyone to just write them off right away. Like, let me do an update video later down the line when I'm not in this worrying stage. And also, this is only the 3rd day. I'm going to try and tough this out and hope and pray that it just heals up and everything's fine. Obviously, if anything horrible happens, I need to end up going to and getting my wisdom teeth out. That's gonna be a whole separate thing. But right now, in this moment, I'm in a lot of pain. Please do not write off Candid, which is what the company I'm going for clear aligners, because I don't, it's still so early that, that's too early to write someone off and just say, pull the trigger and not go with them. Like, I don't want someone to do that. I'm gonna update everyone later. I'm just gonna kind of give this a week and see if the pain subsides or, anything. Josh even told me this morning, he goes, Brittany, you're just worrying. For all you know, like, what if it's just healing right now? And I'm like, I know, you're right. I'm just freaking out. I don't want to get my wisdom teeth out. I don't want to go, because it's technically surgery. I've never had surgery before, so I'm just really scared about it. Even though I know a ton of people get their wisdom teeth out in high school and it's no problem, and I know, I'm just a baby, I guess. If I do have to emergency get this out, I'm gonna be really annoyed, because all those dentists said, like, oh, you'll be fine, like, don't worry about it. And that's where I'm at. I guess I just wanted to do an update video. Again, I'm gonna keep reiterating, I'm in my worrying stage right now. I'm gonna do an updated video later on to give people where I'm at on this process. And please, please, please do not write off Candid. Let me finish out whatever's going on. Like, let me finish it out and do an update video and share more opinions later on in the process. It's too early to tell. It's too early to write off a company when, you don't have all the proof yet, I guess. You get what I'm saying. Do your due diligence. Do the right thing. It's not okay to write a company off when it's this early on in a problem. So I'm in that kind of limbo worrying stage. You don't know what it is, but you're not sure, but it's too early to go to the dentist and have them look at it. And, for all I know, this could just be part of the process, for all I know. Maybe this is completely normal, especially if you have your wisdom teeth in. So I just don't want people to get to this part and then exit out and be like, I'm not going with Candid, when in reality, both Josh and I have no idea what's going on. So right now, I'm just going to tough it out, the pain, give it a little bit, see if the pain subsides, and if it doesn't, I'll go in for a checkup at the dentist and contact Candid and ask them what I should do and just go from there. And who knows, maybe in a week the pain subsides and everything is squared away. Something that sucks about tooth pain also is you can't see it. So really, I look fine. I look like I'm not in pain. You don't see anything. There's no blood or anything gushing out of my mouth. The thing that sucks about tooth pain is you don't see it, and the only thing you can really do is just take ibuprofen. There's nothing you can do when it comes to tooth pain, because really, I'm in a lot of pain, right? It hurts to talk, it hurts to eat and drink, it hurts when the aligners are in or out, like, it just hurts right now. And really, there's nothing I can do except just take ibuprofen. It made me think of it, because my husband, Josh, a year ago when he got his wisdom teeth out, he had some other dental work he needed, but it was primarily, he had a cavity that was in a wisdom tooth. So it just made sense to take the tooth out. He had a bad cavity. He couldn't get into the dentist right away. So he had to go, I think it was a solid week before they could get him in to get the wisdom tooth out. He was just in agonizing pain, horrible, horrible pain. I've never seen him in so much pain before. And it just sucked because there's nothing you can do except here's ibuprofen. And I know they made some numbing they made like a numbing, it was kind of a clay, and I think the idea is you put this clay in the cavity and it's supposed to kind of numb the pain, but it was very short-lived. You know, it only lasted half hour. It wasn't like a long-term thing. Like ibuprofen, at least it lasted for a few hours, but yeah, it just sucks because when I was looking at Josh when he was in pain, you know, he seems fine. It's just that in his case, it was just this cavity that was causing so much pain, and that's how I feel. It feels like it's just this, whatever, the jaw or that wisdom tooth that's just painful. That's the only thing, and I just gotta take ibuprofen. Okay, I want to do a little quick update on my CANDID aligners because I know it's been a while and I kind of left the last video on a on a cliffhanger. So I think it was step 4. Shortly after I recorded that last clip in the last video, CANDID part 1, I left on a cliffhanger because I was still in the middle of dealing with the pain in the back of my teeth over there. Well, about, might have been the next day or 2 days later, roughly, this back area, whether it was the wisdom tooth or jaw, or if I cut it with the aligner, I'm not really sure. I still don't really know because it started feeling better all of a sudden. Yeah, it just healed on its own. It took roughly exactly probably a week, 7 days. I'm not gonna lie though, it was really painful. The 3 or 4 days, it was really bad, to the point where I was debating if I should call CANDID and ask them what to do, or if they have a recommended dentist to go see or something, you know, because it was getting that bad. But I don't know, everything, I was just kind of, it felt like it was something that was gonna heal. And Josh, my husband, looked in the back of my mouth and he said that it looked like a cut, but I'm not sure what I cut it on. You know, if you have a cut that bad that's causing that much pain, you would think that I would know what, like when the cut happened or what caused it. I don't know. That's why I kind of think it was a tooth or jaw thing, because I still, like I said in that video, I still have my wisdom teeth in. So I thought it was coming from that. But I looked in the back of my mouth and I saw what Josh was seeing. It looked like a cut, but I just don't know how it got there, if that is what it was, a cut. Long story short though, a couple days after I filmed that video, it felt 100% better. Step 5 went great. There was a little bit of pain one day while I had the step 5 aligners in, and it was gone the next day. I think it's just, you know, your jaw's adjusting, your teeth are moving around, your jaw is kind of correcting the teeth that are moving. You know, that kind of like makes sense in my head at least. And I just put in today, just now, step 6. And again, I'm feeling great, no pain. Step 5 and 6 have been smooth so far. It was just that week of agonizing pain. Don't know what it's from, if it was a cut, wisdom teeth, or molars moving around, jaw. I don't know. It healed on its own. So that's all I can be happy about right now. I'm not complaining that it healed on its own. I'll keep everyone updated. I just didn't film a lot the last few weeks because everything's been going very smoothly after my mouth healed. So I don't know, I guess my advice is if you're feeling a lot of pain, give it a week before you know, don't freak out about it. Just maybe give it a week. That's kind of what I did to see if it would heal on its own. Another advice I'd have is use a lot of mouthwash. Just like make sure if there is anything going on, a lot of mouthwash. That kind of helps subside some of the pain while it was going on. And ibuprofen, of course, because it was that painful that I wanted to take ibuprofen. But yeah, so far so good. Step 6, I just looked at step 6 and it looks like it's correcting out here. Still kind of those canines, but starting to inch towards, it looks like it's starting to move more forward now, if that makes sense. Like it's starting to correct these front teeth, kind of the start of it, if that makes sense. We'll see how it goes. So far so good, like I said.
Last 2 steps have been easy peasy. I know, I need to get some before and after pictures. I need to do that. I took some on I have them on my laptop, so I'll probably post those coming up here. And because we're starting to get to more of the front teeth, it'll start being, I'm hoping if everything works out that it'll start being more noticeable, the before and after pictures, because it's more in the front. The first like 4 steps was correcting all of my back teeth so you couldn't see anything, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, this was funny. They never tell you, this was kind of common sense, but in all of the consultations I had, no one said there was any food that you absolutely cannot eat. But I know when you have metal braces, you can't eat popcorn because it gets stuck in the metal braces. This is common sense. I knew this was gonna happen, but I haven't had popcorn forever, so, and they didn't say you can't have popcorn at all. They never brought up any food that you can't eat. So I ate some popcorn one day, and holy cannoli, there was so many kernels, because your teeth they're kind of pushing out, so the gaps in between in the teeth start getting pretty big. So when I was flossing was going so fast because you didn't have to jiggle it in between teeth. It just goes in because it's moving your teeth out, opening up more room, if that makes sense. So when I ate popcorn, that's when all my teeth were, they're all pushing out right now, especially in like this molar area, the back teeth. I'm not even kidding you. There was so many kernels stuck in between, those like kernel flakes stuck in between my teeth. There was so many. There was one day I was laying in bed and I brush, you know, when you're on braces, Candid, Invisalign, whatever it is, you have to brush your teeth throughout the whole entire day. So you're more than brushing your teeth. And I brushed my teeth before I ate popcorn, after I ate it, the next morning, all the next day, throughout the whole day. So there was probably 20 brushings in between 2 days. And the 3rd day, after I ate that popcorn, I'm not even kidding, there was a kernel that came out of my back tooth because it was lodged in my gums. And when that popped out, I'm like, what is that? And I took it out and I'm just thinking, popcorn kernels, they're still stuck in my teeth. It's been 2 days. My suggestion, do not eat popcorn because it gets lodged into your gums. I knew it was coming. I knew that was gonna happen, but it was just funny that days later after you ate it, you're still finding kernels popping up here and there. I know, it's kind of gross, but don't eat popcorn. Just forget it. They don't tell you don't have to, but just don't eat it. There's just, I couldn't believe how many just in between every tooth just locked in. But yeah, that's my update for right now. I'll check in a couple weeks or so, or throughout the week maybe, just seeing. But so far so good. Really happy. There was that week-long pain and it healed on its own. I feel good. The last 2 sets of aligners have been easy breezy. Really happy about it.
Before I forget, let me quickly do an update on my Candid here. So it's Sunday, April, I think it's the 19th right now. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, I put in step 7 of the Candid aligners, and the first 2 days, I wanted to record this because the first 2 days were, I had to take ibuprofen is basically why I'm doing it. It was pretty painful the first 2 days with the teeth moving. It's fine now. I think this is the 3rd day and I'm completely better now. It's kind of the more that these are starting to move, because you know each step is kind of slowly start moving inward here, you know, correcting all of these front teeth now. I feel like the more it's moving in, it's kind of the more you're kind of feeling it moving and shifting, and it almost seems a little bit more painful than I was expecting. I guess I thought the back molars would hurt more because they're just bigger, and that's kind of, you know, those are the teeth that you use to typically, you know, eat your food, break your food down. So I thought those would hurt more, but I don't know, this last step, you know, it's kind of moving these up here a little bit, and I definitely felt it. I mean, I had to take some ibuprofen before I went to bed the other night, but like I said, it's fine now. I feel it was literally just them moving, but I just wanted to check in, fill you in on my thoughts as I put in each new aligner, kind of how it's feeling, especially now that we're starting to get towards these more front teeth here. Because we're getting more towards the front teeth that people actually see, I want to try and, you know, get some visuals, see if I notice a difference or if you guys notice a difference. But yeah, just wanted to do a quick check-in before I forgot. It's been just kind of a long Sunday. Josh and I both didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so we're both just dragging our feet, clearly. But yeah, I'll fill you in the next clip how the step 7 goes. I wanted to do another check-in with my bun's falling out, the Candid aligners I have. So like the last clip, I'm in step 7 right now, and the first 2 days it was a little painful. I had to take some ibuprofen before bed. Like I have been saying throughout all these videos, that it's always the first 2 or 3 days where there's the most movement in your teeth. Just know that going in, that it's always just the first 2 or 3 days that there's pain when your teeth are moving, and it goes away. So I'm almost a week into this step 7, and so far it's been easy peasy, you know what I mean? Like it's better now, a weekend, there's no pain, I haven't needed to take any ibuprofen. I wanted to also go in a little bit about the consultation portion for Candid and Smile Direct, and then in another video I'm gonna go into the consultation that happened when I went to talk with Invisalign and talk to it was the same dentist that does Invisalign and the metal braces, do a consultation with him, but that was a whole other video. And basically it didn't end well, so long story short. But yeah, I'll get that into a different video, otherwise this is gonna be way too long. But kind of the gist, Candid and Smile Direct consultations were very, very similar. So you book it online, you know, really easy, go on their website, book it for a 30-minute free consultation. And it says 30 minutes, but heads up, both of them at Candid and Smile Direct, the consultations were probably more like 40 or 45 minutes. So just keep it in mind, it's not on the dot 30 minutes. And they don't charge you if you go over, and like, don't worry about that. I think they just put 30 minutes, but you know, if I go in there and I have 100 questions, it's gonna go over 30 minutes. You know what I mean? So I think they just put 30, just a good base. So you get there, and both of them, Candid and Smile Direct, you had to fill out a form. It's just kind of to put you on file, so then if you end up going with them, that will be kind of your profile. That's all it is. Everyone has to fill it out. Otherwise, you can't have the consultation. So you fill out the form, that's really easy. They give you a tablet and then you fill it out. And this is what the consultations were like, at least in the Seattle locations. I don't know if this is across the board for everyone, but this is what it was in Seattle. So after you fill out the form, you go back into this room. They kind of start off with asking, oh, do you have any questions? And then it's supposed to be this time where you ask questions that you have for them. So, and they also kind of, within those questions, they kind of are typing on their computer, you know, asking like, what are your goals with getting these clear aligners at both Candid or Smile Direct? This is both kind of how they were, at least with my experience. And they're kind of on the computer and they want to know what your goals are and what teeth you want shifted, and they kind of want to know almost exact teeth that you want shifted. Just if you go kind of figure out like which teeth. I said I definitely want this one, these guys moved, and basically all these front teeth moved. You know, you just kind of go through it. So that will go on for however long you have questions or however long the conversation goes. And then they show you how the kits look. So Candid, they have the white box that I showed in the first video. It's a white box, and they kind of show you like, so this is gonna be it, and the whole thing, and then Smile Direct shows their kit. I can't remember what that kit looked like, but basically the same thing. All the aligners are in there, and then there's toothpaste, and there's a case, and there's tools if you ever have trouble getting the aligners in and out. There's a little pamphlet and book with information. The whole thing. Basically, their kits are the same thing but look a little different. So, show you the kits. So after that, and you can talk and ask questions during this whole entire time they're showing you the kits too. Remember, it's a consultation. It's the whole reason you're there is questions. So for me, I came in with a list of questions and I asked them just throughout all of it. Anything that was coming to mind, I was just asking. It's not just this little beginning portion where you ask. So then Candid, I can't remember if Smile Direct did this, but Candid, I'm looking down at my notes if you're wondering why I keep looking down. Candid, they bring you back to this room, and then you have to brush your teeth, and then that's when they start taking the 3D model. And same thing with Smile Direct. I don't think it's Smile Direct had me brush my teeth. I can't remember, but you're at the time where they start taking it's like this white tool, and then there's this light that flashes. It's taking pictures of your teeth for the molds. So then you start doing that. That takes up majority of the time, honestly, because you have to kind of move your mouth in different ways to get each shot of the picture, the fronts, the back, this kind of like bird's eye view of it, you know what I mean? And then you can see your teeth forming on the screen that they show you. That's most of the time. Candid then will send those prints, those pictures to an orthodontist, and then they look over it over the course of 3 or 4 weeks, see if you're a good candidate for you know what I mean? Then the orthodontist checks it, and then kind of this is where the difference is between Smile Direct and Candid is. Candid, they have an actual orthodontist look at your prints to make sure you're a good candidate and that, you know, the whole process will go smoothly. But isn't the difference with Smile Direct? I think it's just a hygienist looks at it. I don't think it's an actual orthodontist. That's what I was told. That's kind of where the difference is with Smile Direct and Candid, but I could be wrong. This is just, you can literally go on their website and look it up. I think Candid, even on their website, I think they even have a whole page, if I remember correctly, that talks about the difference, like how they're different from the other companies. So you can look it up easy. I'll link their websites below if you're interested. Just their websites alone have pretty good information on it. Candid, their prints, the email that they send you to let you know that if you're a good fit or not for them, they took a little bit longer to send the information to let me know that I'm a good candidate versus Smile Direct. Yeah, Candid took like 3 to 4 weeks, but Smile Direct got back pretty quick. So Smile Direct, I think they send it to maybe a dental hygienist, maybe. I can't quite remember, so don't quote me on this. I know it's different though. This is where the difference comes in. They look at it and then they got back to me within 3 or 4 days maybe to let me know that I was a good candidate for them. Oh yeah, and then this is a difference. This is what I noticed big time. So after I got done with the consultation with Candid, they sent the prints back. They weren't calling me every day or texting me. I didn't really hear from them until they sent back the 3D prints that I could look at them. But Smile Direct, after I got done with that consultation, they were calling, texting, and emailing me every single day for probably 2 or 3 weeks straight, trying to, I guess, check in and see if I wanted to move forward with them after they sent their 3D prints. Just a heads up, they will contact you nonstop. To give them the benefit of the doubt though, Smile Direct, the girl that I did the consultation with, she did tell me that they do that. That's just what they do, that company does. They're going to call every single day. I remember we were walking out the door and she's like, just so you know, you're going to be reached a lot from Smile Direct now, calling you every day, like just a heads up. So she was very nice, warning me, don't be surprised if they do this, and they did. It was every single day, throughout the entire day they were doing this, and it went on for weeks. This was when I was going through all the consultations, so I had Smile Direct, then I went to Candid, then I went to that. You could probably just call and be like, hey, I'm not interested, hang up, but I was still in that figuring it out phase. So I kind of had to drag them along a little bit because I was like, yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Like I have a couple more consultations coming up. I did tell them that, but I think that's just what they do. That's just part of it. They're gonna keep calling you. You do the 3D prints at both of them, and then you're done with that, and then they kind of have a little bit of time. The next step is they just ask if you have any more questions. You tell them, you ask them, and then you guys just talk a little bit if you have any more. And then from there, so Candid, I got the prints. I asked any more questions that I needed to, and then they just said, all right, well, the next step is we'll reach out once the 3D molds are ready, and we'll let you know. We'll reach back then. So that took about 3 or 4 weeks to get the molds, or not the molds, but like the scan to let you know, like, hey, you're a good fit. Like, this is what your teeth are gonna look like through the process, and it's a video and it shows your teeth all moving. And then if you like it, how the 3D print looks, you can click, hey, I'm interested, and then you move forward with all of it. So that's how Candid works. And then Smile Direct, like I said, they got back to me in like 3 or 4 days of that 3D model showing the teeth, and both of them looked good. It's not like your teeth got straight, you know what I mean? They both looked good. It wasn't like, well, Candid's looks better than Smile Direct. I didn't really notice a difference when I compared them. They looked good. I just wanted my teeth generally straight. That's all. I didn't have these high standards like I want this and this and this and this. I just wanted them to look straight, and both of them looked good. Smile Direct got back to me in 3 or 4 days with that print, I think it was. And then that's when they were contacting me constantly the next 2 to 3 weeks, checking in every day. I'm going to get into why I kind of chose Candid over Smile Direct. So the day that I had the consultation with Smile Direct, I was laying in bed and I wanted to do a little more research on Smile Direct because the consultation, everything went really good. So I was kind of in this mindset of, I'm gonna go Smile Direct right away. Like I was gonna pull the trigger and go for it. And my husband Josh was with me too, and everything went really well. So I thought I'd check out Smile Direct's Facebook page and like kind of just skim through. I was laying in bed and I was just kind of skimming through, looking at the comments, and it was insane to me the amount of bad comments that there was. It was, I was having a hard time trying to find a good comment, is a better way to put it. I mean, I'm scrolling through just pages and pages of bad comments on their Facebook page, and I would click a different post, same thing, click a different one, same thing. And I went pretty deep into the year, and it was just every post just had thousands of comments that were bad, and I was like, okay, now I'm getting a little nervous. I understand that if you have a bad experience, you're more likely to comment a bad thing. You know, that's just how it is. That's how humans work. You know, if you have a bad experience, you're gonna comment. You're more likely to actually post and comment versus if you had a good experience, you're not thinking, oh, this was really great, I need to comment on this. I don't know, that's not how at least I operate. So I took that in consideration. I know that there's just people out there that feel obligated to comment when something bad happens, but not comment when something good happens. So I was showing Josh, I'm like, look at this. Like, this is going, I can't find a good comment on here. I'm having a hard time. So then Josh was like, well, maybe let's look at Google reviews. You know, maybe that's a little better or more reliable. One to Google reviews. The Google reviews, I think they had maybe a 4 or 4.5 out of 5 stars, which is really good. So I read the comments or the reviews on Google reviews, I guess it's what it's called, and all of them were good comments, but all those comments were just specifically about the consultation, not about the actual how Smile Direct went, if that makes sense. You know, I couldn't find a comment that was like saying something of, oh yeah, I just got done finishing up my Smile Direct aligners after a year and my teeth look awesome. It was all about the initial consultation. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm just kind of warning everyone here. Just keep in mind when you go into a consultation, it's the very first time that they're interacting with someone, they potentially have a client, a sale, I guess. Of course, this consultation is going to go well, you know? They're not going in there going to be in a bad or cruddy mood at you, because then that obviously is going to steer that person away. So if I walked in and the girl that I had was just rude and terrible towards me, of course I'm not going to go with them. I'm not even going to consider them. So you know, everyone that walks through that door with a consultation, they're going to be in this really happy go lucky mood, and because they're trying to make a sale. So this kind of goes into my next topic, the difference between Candid and Smile Direct. So both of the consultations went really well, but Candid, they just kind of were like, all right, we'll get back to you in 3 or 4 weeks after you get your 3D scan, plain and simple. But with Smile Direct, before I left out the door, she was like, so do you want to go through with this? I can send you to the front desk and we can get you started today. Like, she was trying to like sell me right then and there after the consultation. My advice to everyone is like, just don't get suckered in after a consultation. Because all of the reviews on the Google review was like, oh, Sarah was so nice to me at consultation. I paid and I'm ready. I started that day. I'm getting my Smile Direct kit in next week. I got the vibe that everyone was basing it off of that initial consultation. And you're allowed to say no, like, I'm gonna go home and think about it. You're allowed to do that. Just don't get suckered in. I get it though. They're trying to make a sale. You know what I mean? I completely get this whole business model that they're trying to do. I get it. They're a company. They're obviously want the more clients they have, they're making money off of it. I get it. Just something to keep in mind. Oh yeah. So I wanted to go into the payment options now. Josh he's with Amazon, so he has whatever the dental insurance that Amazon has. I think it's Delta Dental, and we just get the lowest insurance policy that they have. I kind of view insurance policies kind of like, here's the cheapest package, here's the next one, here's the next one. You know what I mean? Based off of, this is the cheapest one, it's only $3 a month. This is the next one up, this is $40 a month. This is the next one, it's blah, blah, blah. And that's how I envision insurance. That's how I like view them, I guess. It's probably not right, but that's just how I understand it the best. So it's just Josh and I, and we just get the general, 1 or 2 cleanings a year. So we just get the cheapest insurance policy they have. I think it is like $3 a month. So in order for insurance to cover Invisalign or just braces in general, I think we would have to move up to the next package up. That's what you want to call it. So I think that one was maybe around like $30 or $40 a month. So my husband, he's kind of like the nerd in the family. He does all the math and budgeting, and he enjoys that stuff. So he just kind of like broke the numbers down. If it was worth paying for the next package up for a dental insurance to cover these clear liners. And basically what he said was it came out to about the same cost if we were to bump up the insurance for them to cover the cost of these aligners, or if we just pay it out of pocket, the cash option that they have. It was kind of about the same. Like it didn't seem worth it, so we decided just to pay with cash. So both Candid and Smile Direct, they're almost exactly the same amount of money. It might even be just like $1 different. Like they're almost the exact same. So do not base it off of, well, Smile Direct is a little bit cheaper. It's one of those costs where it's so slightly different that like, don't even base it off of that. Just saying, like, do your research. Do not just purely base it off of Smile Direct is a little bit cheaper, because I think it's within a few bucks that it's different. They're almost like the exact same amount. We decided just to pay up front, and just like a little heads up, I know this is probably the unpopular opinion, it is cheaper just to pay up front with cash. Pay the full, I think it's like $1,800 up front. Whether you go with Candid or Smile Direct, that is the cheaper option. I know it's a lot of money at once, but it's cheaper in the long run, if that makes sense. Because if you do the payment amounts, you're paying more with the payments amount each month. But I mean, it's just whatever fits into your budget, your lifestyle. You can do whatever. And just like, I'm just giving you information. This is what Josh and I did. We just paid the full, I think it was $1,800 up front with cash versus the payments. And then another thing with the insurance, so I called my parents' insurance company because I was just curious, like, well, maybe because I think I'm still technically on my parents' dental insurance. I know I'm on my husband's and my parents. They haven't taken me off of it yet, so not my problem. They haven't taken me off. I'm on my husband's and my parents. And I called them because I was curious. They also have Delta Dental, but they have a different insurance like package that I was talking about earlier. They have like the big family one because my brother and I are both on it. So I called their insurance company or Delta Dental and asked about their package that they have, what their policy was. And she said that they do cover Invisalign, but they only cover it up to the age of 18. And I'm 24, so I wouldn't have even qualified for that anyway. Long story short, the insurance, the package that we have on my husband's didn't cover it. It was about the same cost if we bumped up to the next package up, or we could have gotten the family plan, which was the most expensive like policy that they have. And it doesn't cover me anyway because I'm 24, so it didn't even matter. So my suggestion is either just pay for it up front with cash or your debit card, whatever you want to do, or you can do the payment plan that they have. Kind of messing around with the insurance stuff was, it's just more difficult. This will probably lead me into how the Invisalign and the metal brace consultation went, but like I said, I'm just gonna put that in a whole different video because it was so different than the Smile Direct and Candid consultation. The moral of the story is both the consultations went really well with both Candid and Smile Direct. Do your research. Don't base it off of like, oh, that consultation went so well, like I'm just gonna go with them. You know, it went so well. They were so nice to me. Just don't base it off of that. Just go to the consultation, take a step back, sleep on it. You know, don't pay for anything the day of. Just do the consultation, and if they're trying to get you to buy anything, whether it's with Candid or Smile Direct, just say like, oh, okay, I'll get back to you guys. I just want to go back and think about it. Like, just don't feel pressured. The whole thing was really smooth too. It's very straightforward. It's a lot of you just ask questions, talk throughout it, and they just kind of show you the kit, show you what your typical day would look like with the aligners in. Like I said, that taking the molds, like getting the pictures of your teeth was the longest part. So majority of the time they just have this like white light in your mouth taking pictures, so you can't really talk during that part of it anyway. Yeah, both were really smooth. The biggest difference was Candid. It's very like, you're done with the pictures, you're done with the questions, we'll get back to you with the molds. You know, you could go on your merry way. And then Smile Direct was a little more, I don't know the right word for it, a little more like kind of shovey, like, oh, so we can get you started today if you want to go up front and put your first deposit down. You know what I mean? And then they're going to contact you every single day after that until you make a decision. Those were kind of like the big differences there. Both were really nice though. Do not stress out about the consultations at all. I just wanted to let you know how they went when I did both the consultations. Like I said, so just wanted to fill you in. And these locations, like I said in the beginning of the video, these were in Seattle. I don't know if they're different in different states or different areas. This was just the Seattle locations that I went to, and that's kind of how they went. I'll see you guys in the next clip. I want to get a couple more clips for this video, but I'll end it here for today. So far everything's going great on my end though with the Candid. I decided to go with Candid if I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I went with Candid. Their reviews they're a newer company, so there wasn't a ton of reviews to go off of, but the reviews that were there were all very good across the board on both, you know, Facebook, Google reviews, the Reddit reviews that I was looking into. You know, that's just going to happen. Smile Direct, I think, has been around longer, so of course they're going to have a lot more comments on stuff and reviews. And Candid is still fairly new, if I'm correct. So of course they're not going to have as many comments and reviews, so that, you know, you just kind of have to weigh it. But all the ones that were on Candid were at least very nice and promising. I don't know, really what boiled down is Smile Direct just kind of those comments really did scare me. There was so many negative ones. They're both so similar. I don't want to just like on Smile Direct. I'm sure they're great. I just decided to go with Candid. It seemed like a better fit. But everything's going really well on my on this Candid side. So I'll fill you guys in the next couple steps how these aligners are going, but that's it for this video, but I'll see you guys in the next clip.
I'm just doing a real quick check-in. So I just put, or I didn't just put, so today's May 5th, so last Friday, I changed out my aligners for, these are step 8 now, so I'm halfway through exactly. And this set is starting to move. It's still kind of just working on these like front ones out here, and it went really smooth. They felt a little bit tight, but not nearly as tight as the other steps that I've had to put in the past. This was really smooth. There was almost no pain at all, even initially putting them in. Super easy, super smooth. Like there was pressure, but like I said, not as bad as, you know, the molars or something. When you put them in, they're super tight. So that was really good. This step has been super smooth. This one has probably been the easiest one yet. And we're only, you know, 4 or 5 days in to this step, and they're already kind of like easy to take on and off. They're not tight anymore. So in my mind, that's telling me that the teeth shifted already because they feel looser. So yeah, this step has been super easy. Just wanted to check in, let everyone know what step I'm on and how it went. Yeah, this was probably the easiest one yet.